Good morning, world. Welcome to another episode of Xendependently Minded. If you are a new or returning listener, I hope you enjoy this episode. If you're interested in more content like this and podcasts in the future, stay tuned because it's only going to get better from here. And if there's anybody you know, a loved one, girlfriend, boyfriend, best friend, family member, uncle, whoever, teacher, professor, whoever, anybody who loves combat sports, share Xendependently Minded with them and be a good friend because it's only the best combat sports podcast out there. So on this episode of Xendependently Minded, I just wanted to discuss just Tony Ferguson's future and Justin Gaethje and Khabib Nurmagomedov, their potential and future and kind of it's going to happen fight. So one thing for sure when it comes to Tony Ferguson is Tony Ferguson is going to be back. We saw the video he posted on his Twitter. He was dancing in the emergency room, dancing in the hospital while he was in his hospital gown. He's definitely going to be back. He takes losses better than anyone. He only has 3, or I think this is his 4th loss, actually. This is his 2nd loss in the UFC. Eddie Bravo said that he's taken a loss better than anybody could ever take a loss, and I just know he's going to be back. He's got that super competitive mentality. He's a good sport. He gave Justin Gaethje his credit. He said nothing but good things about him. He didn't make any excuses of losing. He even accepted Khabib's support after he lost. Justin Gaethje is a savage. He's got cardio like no other. He's got submission skills like no other. He's able to come through in tough situations better than anybody. So he's going to be back, and I'm not worried. And someone that I think he should fight, actually, is either Dustin Poirier or Dan Hooker. I would love to see him fight Dan Hooker and shut Dan Hooker up because Dan Hooker's gotten too big for his britches. He thinks he's better than he is, and he's not top 5 worthy. He'll get smashed by anybody in the top 5, completely destroyed and demolished. So it would be nice to see Tony Ferguson bounce back, get a win, and then get back to title contention because he deserves that fight with Khabib better than anybody. So we'll see how that goes. I would love to see Tony Ferguson just fight again sometime soon. Who knows how long his suspension is. I'm sure he could dig and find it if he wanted to, but yeah, long story short, Tony Ferguson, he's going to be back, and he's going to be back better than ever, and I really, really, really do hope to see him get a title shot, a real title shot. I want to see him fight Khabib. Him and Gaethje have the best chances, and Conor McGregor, of course, have the best chances of beating Khabib. So Tony deserves that title shot over everybody, including Justin Gaethje. So I would love to see Tony come back soon, come back strong, fight either Dustin Poirier or Justin Gaethje. Dustin Poirier is a guy that Dustin Poirier has been talking a lot about Tony Ferguson, about how he could beat him, Justin Gaethje could beat him, how Dustin's been saying he's better than everybody in the lightweight division, except for Khabib, obviously. He's a guy that says that he can beat Tony, and he has power, but I'm not sure if he would beat Tony. That would be another interesting fight. I would love to see that too, and anybody in the lightweight division could be stacked up against anybody else in the lightweight division, and it'd be a good fight. It'd be a main event fight. 5-rounder for sure. So we'll see how Tony bounces back, but rest assured he will be back. And the second topic I wanted to talk about was just Justin Gaethje and Khabib Nurmagomedov. Who knows when the fight? Who knows if it will even get made? Who knows if Ali Abdelaziz, that rat snake, who knows if he'll be able to pawn and kind of use it as a power play because he manages both guys, and like maybe he'll try to finesse his way into getting more money for the guys or something. I'm not sure. But either way, they have to fight. So my take on this is that Justin Gaethje's power, his boxing, and basically are his best assets. And Khabib has dealt with fighters with power before. He fought Dustin Poirier. He fought Conor McGregor. He fought Abel Trujillo. He's fought big guys. He fought juiced up Gleason Tebow. Juiced up, steroided up Gleason Tebow, and he still beat him without his wrestling. The striking match was pathetic on Abel's side, but he was a juicer anyway, so he's got no respect for me. But anyways, Khabib has dealt with people with power before. I'm just not sure if Khabib has dealt with someone that has power that carries through the rounds, as well as Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje really showed that he has worked on his cardio. He's worked on his shot placement. He's worked on not throwing 100% into every single shot and just carrying the power through the rounds, kind of like a Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman is someone who's really good at doing that. So, and another big thing that Khabib will have trouble dealing with is Justin Gaethje's leg kicks. I think Gaethje's leg kicks will help him win the fight because he could tear up Khabib's legs, and it will really mess with Khabib's explosiveness when it comes to the takedowns. And that will be really great for Gaethje to use to kind of help. He'll minimize the explosiveness, take a little bit of that chunk out of Khabib's game for the explosiveness on Khabib's takedowns, and pair that with the fact that Gaethje is the best takedown defense in the lightweight division. I think the only time he's ever been taken down was by Dustin Poirier. So if he's able to keep the fight on the feet, I don't see him going away. But I do see a lot of fighters that kind of count out Khabib's striking. Khabib has some underrated striking. He has the best striking coach in the UFC, one of the best, Javier Mendez. And Javier Mendez has really shaped him into being a better striker than he ever could have been. What Khabib has been doing recently is he's been shoring up his striking enough to where his opponent can kind of fear the striking, forget about the takedown. He throws in the takedown, smashes him on the ground, submits him, tires him out, whatever. And that's something that Justin Gaethje shouldn't sleep on because he's been very, very, very prone. His chin is questionable. He got rocked by Tony's uppercut, and Gaethje's always been prone to uppercuts, so that's something that will be interesting to see if Khabib can throw those uppercuts into his game. I know he doesn't throw many uppercuts, but that's something that Justin Gaethje is susceptible to, so we'll just have to see how this plays out. We'll see how soon Khabib can fight. We'll see if they even make the fight with Justin Gaethje. I'm sure Justin would be pissed if he didn't get a title shot, so we'll see how it goes, but I think Gaethje's leg kicks, his takedown defense, and the fact that he has great boxing, superior boxing to Khabib, of course, will give him the best chance at beating Khabib. I'm not going to sit here and predict and straight up say off the bat that Gaethje will beat Khabib because who knows if the layoff, almost a year away from fighting, we'll see how that affects Khabib. I know his father's back in a coma again, so that's another problem that might be distracting Khabib. Might motivate him to be an even better fighter if that's possible. So we'll just have to see how it all plays out. And there's a lot of interesting and intriguing matches to be made, and not just the lightweight division, welterweight division, the middleweight division, even light heavyweight and heavyweight are turning out to be exciting. And we'll have to see what Henry Cejudo does with the bantamweight title and see if he actually does retire or just uses it as a bargaining chip to get more money from the UFC. So we'll see how it all plays out, and hopefully everyone's staying safe. Thank you for listening.